Hello, welcome. I am trying out doing a voiceover right now. So this is from the previous stream. First, I'm starting out by blocking in shapes. And here you see I'm just doing big values first. I'm not really blending. And yeah, so this is about like 3 or 4 values, very simple. And now I'm going in to add colors. I'm gonna go in and like blur everything later, so I'm just doing basic shapes for now. So this one is a leaf inside of like a plastic bag. So I'm playing the lost and found game where right now I'm losing all my edges by blurring everything. And then as you get closer and closer to the viewer, I go back and I'm now sharpening edges. So the further back you go, it's like the blurrier it is because it's lost in the plastic bag. But you get closer to the viewer and now it's like sharper edges. And I didn't really leave too many sharp edges in here because I thought it was like really cool how it's like ambiguous for whatever's inside the plastic bag. It's like it's super blurry, but you kind of see like this blurry green shape that's vaguely a plant. Now I'm adding highlights, and in like translucent objects, highlights really sell the form of like a translucent object, clear object, because you see like the white shiny highlights is starting to overlap with the plant a little bit, and it breaks up that like see-through the back edge of that table too. So it shows that there's a form that goes like over whatever is behind it. Now I'm starting a different painting. So that last one took about 30 minutes. This new one also took about 30 minutes. I'm first started off like just blocking in shapes in this photo. The main idea is the contrasting shapes of like light versus shadow. So that's what I'm starting out with first, is like the light and shadow shapes, because that's what's most important to me in this image. And I just wanted to play around with like random colors too. So right now it doesn't look like much, because this is just like that's how the painting process goes. It's very abstract at first, and you see right now I'm adding more like light shapes, and this is a little texture too to show that it's a roof. Yeah, and right now we can't really recognize any form, because there's only 2 values, so you can't really get a strong sense of form until you start adding the halftones. And right now I'm going in and adding the door now, and I did not put any of the door in light yet, but I am doing it now, so you can start seeing there's like light and shadow. Doesn't look like a door yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, so I'm still like playing around with shapes. I make sure I'm happy with the shape of the light versus the shadow, because it made this really strange complicated shape with sharp edges. And now I'm starting to add more detail of what is in light now that I'm happy with the light versus shadow. So I'm adding in a halftone. This one's a bit too dark. So, and I'm also just choosing a random color just because it was fun. But main idea is like it's slightly darker than the light, but not so dark that we would think it's a shadow. And I was inspired by Wayne Thiebaud's landscape paintings, where he uses like crazy like candy type of colors. And now I'm starting to add more of the foreground, which is starting to complete the setting. Again, using like crazy colors. So this is like a little bit more blue versus where the same part of it, but like in the light it's more orange. And now you could kind of start to recognize that this is like the front of a house, and I added like minimal details in the shadows. And the shadow shapes are still like super flat looking, but kind of on purpose, because I just wanted to like give it that painterly feel of losing all your detail in the shadows but putting more detail in the light. Now I'm going back and I'm adding like color variation, and I'm not happy with the green because the green looks kind of gross. So I'm like trying out different colors, pink, that are like the same value, because I thought the green stood out too much because it's overall a very warm painting, and then the green contrasts a little too much because that's not where I want my focus to be. So more color variation. The pink is a little too pink. It like takes too much attention, so I'm like dulling it down, and I'm satisfied with that. And now I saved my focal point for the last, which is the door, and now I'm actually going back and making it look like a door. So there you see like some color variation with the same value, but just to give a little interest. Now I'm adding door-like details. And notice how this is the only time I really zoom in. As a painter, I don't, digital painter, as a digital painter, I don't really zoom in because I feel like that's a bad habit to like get lost in the detail. So you only want to zoom in on if you think it's important. And thank you. I think that is all for today. Hopefully I'll post more in the future. I'll keep trying, do my painting, and this is me experimenting with voiceovers. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And now I'm zooming in on the cats in the garbage truck for some reason. Well, that is all. Goodbye.